You are listening to a new podcast by Kill Fred.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Love Daily with me, Kilfred. As always, I am very excited to dive into today's topic, which I'm very sure many of us can relate to. Why is it so hard to find true love today? Now, before we go any further, I want to take a second to acknowledge how many of us are out there searching, longing, and trying to figure out what true love even means in the first place. Because love as its core has evolved, but it has really become harder to find. Is there something deeper going on that we need to unpack? Let's get into it right now. Number one, the modern dating landscape. Okay, let's start with the obvious. Dating today looks like nothing like it did in 20 or 30 years ago. If you're like me, you've probably noticed how different the world of relationship is now with dating apps, social medias, and online profiles. It's almost like love has turned into a swipe, a match, or a quick text away. But while these platforms can connect us to more people than ever before, they have also created a kind of paradox, right? So the more choices we have, the harder it is to settle on just one person. The paradox of choices. Have you heard of this before? It's this psychological theory that says when we have too many options, we get overwhelmed and have trouble committing to any of them. Think about it. Back in the days, your dating pool was limited to your neighborhood, schools, or workplace. So you'd meet someone, okay, so maybe hang out a few times and then bump. You'd know whether it was worth pursuing. But today you can literally date 100 people at once with a swipe. It's a game of endless options, but somehow we still end up feeling alone. Why? So the question I want to throw out there today is the convenience of modern dating making us less willing to put in the work of something real? Or does it just make us think there is always something better around the corner? Now, number two is fear of vulnerabilities and commitment. All right. So, how we are going deeper, let's talk about something else that's playing a very huge role in the difficulty of finding true love. Vulnerabilities are if you've ever been hurt in the past, or if you have watched someone else go through the pain of a broken relationships, you probably know that opening yourself up to another person can be terrifying. And honestly, I get it. In today's world, it feels like everyone is being burned at least once. People are carrying baggage, whether it's from past relationships, childhood experiences, or just the fear of getting rejected. We've all been there, right? Sometimes we are so focused on protecting ourselves from heartbreak that we forget how important it is to take that leap of faith and let us ourselves truly love. And let's be real, commitment, it's a very big word. It's almost like it's been demonized in some cycles. The idea of putting all your energies, time, and trust into one person feels like almost old fashioned in today's fast paced world. The whole forever thing doesn't seem as appealing when you're bombarded with so many distractions and options. But here's the kicker: true love requires vulnerabilities, patience, and a willingness to commit. And I'm talking real commitment, not just putting on a rebel. When people get scared of those things, they end up pushing love away. And even when it's right in front of them. So, what is the takeaway? Maybe we need to get comfortable with the discomfort. Maybe we need to understand that real love isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about finding someone we are willing to take that leap with, flaws and all. Number three is unrealistic expectations and media pressures. And of course, I can't ignore this one. Realistic expectations and social media's pressures. I mean, let's be honest, it's so easy to get caught up in the fairy tale versions of love that's constantly plastered across our feeds, whether it's an influencer couple traveling the world or a perfectly staged engagement shot. It's hard not to compare our lives with that with what we see on Instagram or TikTok. These images of perfect relationships or romances set a standard that is frankly impossible for most of us to live up to. Okay? But here's the thing, those Instagram perfect relationships, they don't exist. They don't even exist. And even if they do, they are not the full pictures. Social media is with a great, while a great tool of connections, for connections often shows us a filtered versions of reality, only the highlights, never the low points. It's easy to think that everybody else is living these flawless love stories, and then questions, why hasn't it happened to me? Okay, but love to love is messy. It's not about It's not about never fighting or being perfectly aligned with someone every minute of every day. It's about growing together, walking through challenges, and creating something real, just as highlights real for the world to see. So maybe we need to step back from social medias and focus on what is right in front of us. Genuine, real connections, not based on likes or followers, but on shared experiences and mutual respect. Number four, the pressure of time. Now, let's talk about something that is being on a lot of minds today. The pressures of time. As we get older, the clock starts ticking and the pressures to find the one becomes more intense. This is especially true in our late 20s or 30s and maybe beyond. Okay, so that is has this way of telling us we need to settle down by a certain age, and if we haven't, there's something wrong with us. But I think this pressures does more harm than good. You see, the pressures to find the one and lock it down can actually create anxiety and desperations, which can cloud our judgment. We are in a rush, we might overlook the signs of that the relationship isn't right for us just to meet that deadline. But love, true love, doesn't follow a timeline. It doesn't happen when it's convenient or when society tells us it should. So, what if we just look the pressures off? What if we allowed ourselves the time and space to meet someone naturally without feeling the weight of the clock ticking down? So, all right, that's wrap that's the end of this episode. And if you're feeling like the true love is out of reach right now, take a deep breath. It's not just you. The world we live in is full of distractions, pressures, and expectations. That makes it seem like finding true love is a rare and almost mythical thing. But in reality, love is not something you can force or rush. It's about being patient with yourself, being vulnerable with others, and rejecting those unrealistic portrayals of love you see online. True love this isn't a destination; it's a journey, and it's about finding someone who is just as willing to go on that journey with you. So, to everyone out there still searching for love, keep your heart open, trust the process, and trust that when the time is right, true love will find you. That's all for today's episode of Let's Talk About Love Daily. So, thank you so much for tuning in. And I am Kilfred, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, keep loving, keep learning, and remember, love is always worth the wait. Bye bye.